This is Saturday the 5th of October 2019 in the Irish National Stud. We're at Nursery 3.
Hello, Apple McFlurry and Troytown Matty's Vault. This is Apple McFlurry, the one nearest to me, and the one behind is Troytown Matty's Vault. Put the camera to there. This one nearest to me is Apple McFlurry. The nearest one to me is Apple McFlurry, and the far one here is Troytown Matty's Vault. And these are foster foals, and Apple McFlurry doesn't stay in the store for very long. She only stays for about 2-3 months of the first 2-3 months of the year, and then she goes off to her farm. Her mother, McFlurry, stays at the store for more or less the whole of the season for some reason, and I know her mother a lot longer. I know her mother from 2017. I only know Apple McFlurry since last year. So these are two foster mares. I've no idea. I don't know where McFlurry's foal is. I don't know where McFlurry's foal is. But Apple McFlurry and Troytown Matty's foals are in here in Nursery 3. Apple McFlurry is the light brown, and Troytown Matty is the dark brown with the white markings. Apple McFlurry, as you can see, she's got white spots on her rear, and they're more or less really fading because she had a lot more white markings when she was a lot smaller. And she was fostered by, I think it was either Bart or Marge, one of the dark Falabellas. The last year's foal was fostered by Homer. Homer fostered the foal that she had last year. And this year was fostered by, I think it was Bart or Marge, one of the dark Falabellas. And for some reason, they seem to be fostered by, Apple McFlurry's foals seem to be fostered by one of the Falabellas for some reason or other. They seem to go for one of the Falabellas. But I'm not too sure what's going to happen to Troytown Matty's foal and Apple McFlurry's foal now in the future. I'm not too sure what will happen to them. They'll probably get rehomed, or they'll probably be used as riding horses, or they'll probably go to school for children with special needs, or they don't know yet. We're not too sure. They'll probably stay in the farm. You never know. I'm not too sure. The one last year, I think last year's one from Troytown Matty was rehomed. I think just put on a farm. He was sent on a farm. He was put on a farm. He was put rehomed. The new home that he was sent to had a farm. He had a farm or something. He was now used as a pet or something now. He's used as a pet. Yeah, he was a pet now in the new home. He's used as a pet now. He had the family that he's staying with have a farm. So that's what they used him for last year. But I'm not too sure what will happen to this one here. So they'll probably do the same with him, or I'm not too sure what will happen to them. But and none of the foster foals go on the racetrack. None of them go on the racetrack. They only used to use for riding, or to be fostered, go to new homes, or they go to school, special needs, or they stay on the farm, or whatever. They don't go on the racetracks. And they don't do what the other horses do, the other thoroughbreds of the stud. So they use the treat it differently to the other thoroughbreds. According to one of the staff, they don't think that the thoroughbreds. Well, I can't agree with the staff when it comes to Troytown Matty's foal. This one here. When it comes to Troytown Matty's foal, I can't agree with Troytown Matty that she's not or he or she is not a thoroughbred, because you can see her legs, they look very thick, and she looks like she's got kind of loose hairs on them, kind of thickish hairs are starting to grow on them, look very thick. And her chest looks very tight, doesn't it? The chest looks a bit tight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't think she's really a thoroughbred. But Apple McFlurry, this one here with her bum facing me, she looks more like a thoroughbred, and she has a loose chest, and she's got more thicker, and she's got more skinnier legs, so she looks more like thoroughbred to me than Troytown Matty. You keep right in the lens, darling. She looks more like thoroughbred to me than she looks more thoroughbred to me than Troytown Matty's though. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah.
Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the camera.
Fine.
The rain won't damage the shoe, won't?
Should be fine.
What?
Should be fine. Hopefully it'll be fine.
So
If it starts to go bad, I'll tell you,
so
right?
more or less, the rest of the year, the rest of the season, I'm afraid, is going to be more or less commentary. It's going to be more or less commentary for the end of the season, folks. Because all the mares are gone to the farm. So they went off a lot earlier this year than they did last year. Around this time last year, there were still mares in the so there were still mares in the stud. They probably will. There were still mares around this time last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, something.
Yeah. So they left slightly earlier this year for some reason. I think it's because the stud's closing earlier this year. I think it's because the stud's closing earlier. I'm not too sure, but they left earlier this year. There's only these two foster foals, and there's the Weanings, and there's the Living Legends, and the Stallions. They're the only horses out there in the stud for the rest of the season, folks. So there's nothing really much to see. So there's mainly just commentary, and if I'm lucky, maybe a nod into action. Maybe a nod into action. I think there's a horse. I think one of the foals come over to say hello to me now. This is Apple McFlurry's fault. He's going to say hello to me. Hello. Hello. How are you? How are you? I miss your mommy. I miss your mommy, Apple. Yeah. I don't get to see your mummy that much. I don't get to see your mummy that often. I only see her for the beginning of the season and then she's gone. Just keep the camera to the fence and you can see her raising there. I only get to see her at the beginning of the season and then she's gone. I get to see her for the first 2 months of the season and then she's gone. Yeah, that's all. But I get to know her. But I know her mother a lot longer. McFlurry. I know her since I first came to the stud over 2 years ago. Yeah, I know her mother. I know a lot longer. I know your mother. I know her mother a lot longer than her. And then I know your mother a lot. I know Apple McFlurry's. I know your mother's mother a lot longer, over 2.5 years now. Apple McFlurry, yeah, I know Mother McFlurry over 2.5 years now. Since they came to the stud, I knew her. Yeah. But it was only halfway through to the year that I found her name. I saw her at the beginning of the year. I remember saw her in the distance. Yeah. You saw her in the distance up towards the Blanford yard. Remember, she was amongst different horses lying in the back of the field, going towards the Blanford yard. Remember that field? You know, with all the herds. Yeah. All the herds of the herd of horses go to. She's at the very back of the field lying down. Do you remember? Yeah. And I saw her in the distance, and then I saw her again there behind you in nursery 2. Yeah. She was asleep. And I was going over to say hello to the mare in the open stable, and she's just lying there, standing still, facing me, and she's just like she was asleep. I saw her there again, and I recognised her from looking back at the video as Apple McFlurry. And it was only later. It was only halfway through the year that I found her name, McFlurry. And then, she's called after an ice. Then we were kind of joking because she's named after an ice cream. We're kind of joking because she's named after an ice cream. And now her daughter is now Apple McFlurry, so she's also named after an ice cream. So both of them, mother and daughter, are named after ice creams. McFlurry, Apple McFlurry, yeah. So I wonder what they're going to call the daughter. The daughter. I wonder what they called last year. Last year's foal. Huh? Yeah. Apple McFlurry's foal last year. I wonder what they called her, the foal from last year.
Yeah, I wonder.
Did they call it after an ice cream? Did they call it something different? You never know. You know? It's hard to know, isn't it? But yeah. Well, I'm not getting much look at these foals here, but I had kind of a slight hello. Kind of a hello, but nothing physical, but kind of a hello. She came over towards me. But these are the 2 foals. These are the 2 foster foals, folks. But fortunately, I'm only getting commentary for the season, for the end of the season. And you can see I'm still wearing my Gay Force 10 mug hat. I'll be wearing this hat for the rest of the season, folks. I'll be wearing this ball cap for the rest of the season because it's getting quite cold. It's coming near the winter time now, so I'll be wearing this for the rest of the season. And you won't be seeing my Winx hat till maybe the new year, because this is coming near the season now. It's coming into near October now, right into October now. So I'll be wearing this probably for the rest of the season, and maybe because my Winx is going into the washing, so because it's getting out of wear, so it's getting a bit dirty now. So, but it's keeping my ears warm as well. So keep my ears warm too. because it has been getting cold lately. So they're coming into the autumn now too. So it'll be coming in very soon. It'll be closing. It's closing. It's closing exactly a month now from. Closing exactly a month's time now. It's closing a month. It's closing a month from the 3rd of October. So from the 3rd of October it's closing a month. So
Less than that.
so less than a month's time now before it closes. It's closing on the 3rd of November. So we don't have that much time left. So very soon, folks, I'll be coming in extra days. Very soon. Probably the last 2 weeks of the last 2 weeks of the season, I'll be coming in extra days because I like to come in extra days before it closes. So as I've always done, that's always been my that's what I've always done since I came to the Stoke. So since 2017 anyway. So because I miss the place, and I miss the horses as well. I want to spend as much time with them as I can because I won't be seeing them then again till February. So it'll be a long time before I see them again. It'll be 3 months before I see them again. Is that okay? The last 2 weeks?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll be coming in next week 4 days because we had a bit of a mess up week this week because of the weather forecast. And we had appointments as well. So, and the weather forecast kind of let us down. We had appointments as well, so we weren't able to make it. We were going to come on Tuesday, and we were thinking, as I might have said to you, the last day we were here was I think it was Sunday. Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Sunday, and I might have said to you maybe come on Tuesday or Wednesday this week, depending on the situation, the car or something like that. It'll be either Tuesday or Wednesday. Try to rearrange it every day. If they might come Tuesday or Wednesday, it depends. You see on YouTube. Before we didn't get to make it either Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday due to the weather, and then Wednesday we had appointments. So Thursday, I rang on Thursday morning. I got through to the reception. I got through to Caroline, and she said it was very windy, very wet. So I postponed Thursday, and then yesterday I had equine therapy. And it was my very first session in equine therapy as well. And I was very late arriving due to the weather, due to traffic and everything else. I got caught, and I had to go back home because I went off without my form. I had to fill out a form. I went off without it, and I had to go back home to collect it. So I was very late. So my session was cut short as a result of it. So I make sure next week I have to make sure I get there and leave slightly earlier. But I had my very first session, and thankfully it's in Dublin. It's more closer. It's not in Wicklow or down the country. It's in Rathfarnham. So I'll be adding a new subject now to my YouTube, folks. A brand new subject now it's called equine therapy. So if anyone who's interested, or if anyone are going through hard times, or suffer from depression, or have any mental issues, or have had emotional problems, or going through difficult times, equine therapy is it's very, very helpful and very beneficial. I would highly recommend it. It's a lot better than counselling, I tell you that. It's a lot better than sitting down in a counselling room. You get more benefit out of it. And because it helped me. I did one session in Wicklow, but I had to stop going there because I was going to go to another session there, but the woman lost a member of her family, so I had to stop going there. And I tried to reschedule another date, but I got a phone call from the place I was at recently. I think it was last week or the week before last, and they said they only do sessions for people who have autism, or people who are autistic. But it was a shame because I had to grab into like the horse I was riding. I was going to a girl called Tina. So they gave me this new address, and it's a place in Rathfarnham. It's called Go Therapeutic Riding Centre, isn't it? The Therapeutic Riding Centre. The Therapeutic Riding Centre in Rathfarnham. So you can look it up online. It's called Go. You say it on the
Go Therapeutic Riding Centre.
Yeah. So if anyone is interested in that kind of thing, equine therapy, if anyone's going through mental issues, who's been to domestic abuse, or if anyone who's got a member of family who have alcoholic problems, or who anyone who's been in prison who want to change their lives, who want to overcome their criminal activities, who want to move on from that. The crime therapy is also very helpful for that too. People suffer from depression as well. People who have autism. It's very helpful. So I've been through a lot of hard times. I've been through domestic abuse. I've suffered from depression. I have epilepsy, and I've been through a lot of traumas. I'm going to. The main reason I'm going at the moment is due to my loss of Gale Force. Loss of my friend Gale Force, as you know, the stallion who was here, who's now been relocated to Sweden. He left the 17th of August this year, and I've been through a lot of. I suffered very, very bad trauma since he left. I've been very, very, very depressed since he left the stud, and I'm not coping very well, as you know yourself. You've seen the videos. I get very emotional. I get very depressed. I get very upset every time I talk about him. I get very upset. Every visit I did to him, right up to the time we were told, right up to the time he left, I was crying at his paddock. I couldn't stop crying until I went up to his paddock, right up to the time we were told, the 16th of July, right up to the time, the last time I saw him, the 13th of August. I was crying, breaking on my heart crying, and I haven't stopped crying ever since. I'm finding the news of Gale Force a lot harder than Ward had. I still desperately miss Ward. Don't get me wrong, I still miss Ward, desperately miss Ward. But the thing is with Gale Force, I've no way of contacting him. I can't email him. I can't write to him. I can't even find his the website of the stud he's in. I can't even see what the stud looks like. I can't see the photographs. I can't see what the stall looks like. I don't even know what his fee is. And so I've no way of emailing to find out how he's getting on. Nothing, and that really hurts. It's really painful. I'm able to contact Wartad. I got contact with Wartad, and he has his own website, but I've no way of contacting Gale Force, and that's very, very painful. So it's very hard, you know, losing the loss of my best pal, and I knew him a lot longer than Wartad. I only knew Wartad a year and 8 months. I knew Gale Force 2.5 years. I knew him since I came to the stud. Over 2.5 years ago, you know, to 2017. I only knew Wartad since right up to 2017, right up till October. The last bush that I had at Wartad last year was the 6th of October, but my last association with him was the 8th of October, and then we were away for 3 weeks due to camera problems, and then he didn't get back to the 25th of October, and he was gone. So I didn't get my goodbye. And again this year, I didn't get my goodbye with Gale Force either, because the last bush that I had at Gale Force was the 13th, and we were planning to go to the Curragh on the Friday, the 16th, I think. Was that Friday the 16th? I think the 13th was on a Tuesday, I think. The 13th was a Tuesday, and I think we were stood with Liam, and Liam's mum and Xavier came along with us. Isn't that right? Xavier came along, yeah, on that day, and they were planning to go to the stud, the Curragh on the Friday. Then we had to postpone it. It was due to the last. We were halfway up. We were actually halfway to the Curragh on the Friday when we had to turn back because it was lashing rain. And you know, I seem to have bad luck when it goes to the Curragh. I never seem to get luck at all when it goes to the Curragh due to weather forecasts and car troubles and everything else. But
traffic jams
and everything else. We got caught in traffic as well. But if I had come to the stud on the Friday, the 16th, I would have got my goodbye with Gale Force, because he left the day after, the Saturday, the 17th of August. So I came to the stud on the Saturday, and I went up to the paddock where he was moved to in a Business Spirit side, expecting to still see him, and the poster was there, but there was no sign of Gale Force. So I rang up the reception, and he said there's again three different versions, stories. He said, what was that? What was the first version they said?
He's gone off to the dentist or something, I don't know. Forget now, there were 3 different versions. I do remember that.
One of them said they might have gone for a injection, or one of them said
Vet,
he may be going today or the next day or something like that. Or he's going for a checkup, or I can't remember what the other one said. He may be going today or tomorrow. And then later on, and then I went up to the reception to find out what was going on. I came back, I met up with, I think it was Tom. He put the camera up for I came up with Tom, went met up with Tom. I think it was Tom, one of the young students here, and he was going on his lunch break. And he came back, and I rang up the reception, and I told Liam I'd meet him back at the stables, Stallion Stables area, the benches. I went up to the reception, and I met up. I think it was Tom, one of the students. I think it was one of the staff. They came back with me to the back to the stables, and we talked with Liam, and he said, "What did he say to you?"
Forget now.
Liam, you must remember. What did he say to you when we went to the stables?
Over near Invincible, where Invincible Stable is.
No, Gay Force. Remember I came back to the stables with Tom.
Yeah,
Asking about Gay Force
yeah.
on the 17th. Do you remember
Yeah.
I came back with them? Do you remember do you remember I arranged to meet you at the stables
Yeah,
area?
I remember, yeah.
I came back with one of the staff. They were asking about Gay Force. What did he say to you?
He said he's gone.
He didn't say he was gone.
No, he didn't. He said he was gone to the vet or something.
We were going to the vet. We were going to get check-up.
Something like that.
And it was only later on, I think. It was only later on, I think. We were having our lunch. I think we were going to go for our lunch or something like that. Or I think it was going for our lunch. We were in the I think we were going in for lunch, I think it was. And I think Caroline stopped us in the reception and just said he went off early this morning. He went up to quarantine early this morning. He left early this morning. But it's only the last minute thing. It's the last minute thing. He left early this morning. He went up to quarantine early this morning. And we didn't know. She said she didn't know anything. It was the last minute thing. She said it was very sudden. She said it was actually quite sudden. She said it was a really last minute thing. We were told the last minute, and he left early this morning. He was going to quarantine, and he'd be going there for about 2-3 weeks. Until she came into the canteen again. So I got very upset. She came into the canteen again, because I